anyway. Oh, well, they bother us. So we got started. Well, of course, the whole cows started plowing the ground. Here was Bobby, just a baby in arms, and Betty picked him up. She said, "That's all right. Just pay attention to what you're doing, and I'll go along and take the baby with Bob." And so she started carrying him cattywampus across the countryside so we could make better time. Well, we got to the barbed wire fence down below to get away from these wild cows, and there they were right at our backside, plowing away, you know. And of course, I was scared to death. I was a sissy anyway in the country. I didn't like the countryside too well. But Betty said, "Oh, we'll be all right." And so she said to Bob, she gave her a lecture, a typical Betty lecture. "Now, Bobby, when I pick you up, and I tell you to put your arms at your side, that's where you put them." So he didn't mind her. He was a sport. I wonder why, as all of his doting brothers and sisters. And so she started to pick him up, and of course his hands went up into the barbed wire right away. And we knew it would be disastrous, you know. That's why she told him to put your arms at your side. And he pulled down on that barbed wire. Who is this? But Mom always carried her doctors and stuff with her.
Grandma was a nurse.
Mom was a nurse, and she always had supplies with her. So when we got back to camp, that's the first place he went was to Mom to get doctored up. She did a good job of doctoring him because he never had any bad effects in the cut, but he was a mess. His little hands.
Oh. Well, that must have been awful to watch, Mom.
Yeah. And then there's the story about my two older brothers taking him to the store in the wagon, Christmas wagon, and they dumped him coming home.
On Henry's?
Every time we went someplace with one of them, not me. He got her.
Of course.
And so I went home, I said, they dumped the baby out on the street. And Mom, of course, was flying off, you know. "Oh, my goodness. Is he hurt? Is he hurt?" Mom didn't get too fussed, but she was fussed over his baby, you know. And he was all right, but I thought sure he'd have broken something then. Then he broke his collarbone because he wanted to ride his bicycle. Oh, I think I'm getting my...
That's your son. That's your son, Craig the fool.
I don't think Dad ever broke anything.
Yeah, he did. He broke his collarbone, but when he fell out of the wagon, when he was.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, every time they were doing different, the older boys, lifting them off the horse or something. Oh, yeah. But anyway, that was Bob.
I remember the last time I was with Uncle Bob in Butte. I was there with you and Aunt Betty and visiting. You were there. And Uncle Bob and Aunt Donna. And we had lunch at a restaurant, and for some reason Aunt Donna and I ordered milk for lunch. I thought it was pretty funny, but we both had milk. I remember that because I never ordered milk.
Park Street?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And then we were changing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Montana Bakery. Yeah.
And then we were changing cars. And Uncle Bob looked at me and said, "Blessings be on you." What a benediction.
Yeah, he always had those kind words of wisdom. Yeah, he was a great brother. I have to tell you this about
And a great uncle.
his, my brother and her uncle, because he was a great person. He just always had time for everybody and anybody. And I'll never forget the time he and I decided to fly home to Butte for I think his service, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, we met down in San Francisco, and he was telling me how much he thought of her and how nice she was, and I thought, that's a nice thing for people to remember, but she was.
She was. I always liked her.
Yeah.
Our great
She
aunt.
always had time for everybody in the family.
And Inga would come to visit in West Salem when I was about 10 and 11. She would do hopscotch with us out on the street. And she must have been like me on the farm, 65 or 70 and out there doing kid stuff like I was on the farm with you. That kind of...
Who was that?
Aunt Inga.
Aunt Inga, oh yeah.
I guess she taught me.
She was a teacher, wasn't
Yeah, she was.
So, yeah.
Gym teacher.
Okay, yeah.
And a public
She
health
told me
administrator.
she taught me how to swim at Butte High School,
Okay.
because we used to go to Butte as a little kid. She'd take me to the swimming pool. And she was just one of those people. What was I going to go with that? Where was I going to go?
Aunt Inga, Uncle Bob, nice people, wonderful people in your family, Mom, you've been blessed with, and they've been blessed with you.
She was such a wonderful teacher, dean of girls in our high school. And one day, some of my friends got me thinking about going downtown.
I didn't hear this
And I knew better, because anything we did, any of the nieces or nephews did, it was known by Aunt Inga before we knew.
Yeah, yeah.
And Miss Rhodes, who was the dean of girls, she said, "What are you going to do, Jean?" And I said, "Well, I didn't know I was going anywhere, even though my friends wanted me to go downtown." "Oh, well, I knew that you wanted to go." And she was such a busybody. Anyway, oh my gosh. And before I knew it, my dad was there, my mother was there. They were all called to the school because I wanted to take a leave of absence.
Wow.
Oh, what fun that was. But Aunt Inga made it all worthwhile. She was just always doing what we were doing or up to. So we had a lot of good, interesting people.